Hi, everybody. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I had a hard time getting my phone to hook up. I'm sorry. And I had down the pumpkin bread. I'm actually doing the chili and the brownies today. I'll do the pumpkin bread when we do the meatloaf on Sunday. I'm a little hoarse, so kind of bear with me. Um, but anyway, we're going to work on these brownies first. And let me get you close all the way. I think you can see here. Hold on. Put this down a little bit there. Trying to get it. Let me see. Okay. I think you all can see pretty much that area there. So anyway, I've got the oven at 350 degrees, and I took the a 9 by 13 inch pan, and I oiled it and floured it real good. And I'm gonna set that off to the side. And you take 1 4-ounce package of, can you all see this? I don't know, it looks kind of blurry. I don't know if it is or not, maybe a little bit too close. Right on here. I don't know what's going on here. Hold on, guys. See if I can fix this. I don't know. Anyway, okay, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, a 4-ounce package of the semi-sweet chocolate, and I took and on slow heat, I melted 1 stick of butter, which is a 1/2 cup. You don't want it at a high temperature because it'll burn. And you're just going to dissolve your butter, and you're going to take and break this whole package squares up in this butter. Set it off to the side and stir it with a spatula until you get it where it's a liquid like this. And you're going to take that and let that cool. You can either put it in a pan of ice water, or I just set mine off to the side and let it cool at room temperature while I was getting everything else ready. So, hold on, I got something I spilled. I think I spilled something over here a while ago, trying to get this thing going. Okay. Anyway, so you're going to take that. In this bowl, I have, it takes a cup of butter, but these are homemade. They're 1950 and they're from scratch. This is another stick of butter softened, and it has to be softened. And I'm going to add 3 large eggs to that. And I have a teaspoon of vanilla. I have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt that I'm going to put in with 1 1/4 cups of sifted flour. And what I do, I'll take and put a piece of wax paper out. I sift the flour and then I measure it like I've told you, so you get the correct measurements. So do that and set that aside. And I'm going to take, let me get a spatula. My daughter moved everything around in the kitchen, cleaning, and I can't find anything at all. Okay. I got, let me see. Then I'm going to put 2 cups of sugar in here. Okay, that's 2 cups of sugar. All right, I'm going to take and beat this up until it's real blended together good. So bear with me. Yeah. You want it to be real light and fluffy. Okay, you want it to just be light and fluffy, like I said. Let me get something so it doesn't drip on my counter. I take it in and out. Okay. Then I'm going to add the stick of butter that was melted and that 4 ounces of the chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate we melted. Get that all out of this pan. And I'm going to blend it. And after we do this with the mixer, we're not using the mixer anymore because you don't want to overwork your flour, because then your brownies are going to be tough. So we don't use the mixer after this at all. Okay, mix it in there. Okay, let me stir this up. Now I know you all are thinking, well, what about the flour and your, what about your baking powder, baking soda? No, because your eggs are acting as you're leavening in your brownies. So take and make sure that's all blended at the bottom and it comes up. And then we're going to slowly stir in this 1 1/4 cups of flour with half a teaspoon of the salt in here. I'm going to put it in because you don't want to overmix your flour at all. These are a chewy brownie. They are not a cake brownie, they're chewy. So, and it takes about 40 minutes for them to bake at 350 degrees. These are 1950 brownies. This is what they made when I was going to school in the 50s. This is what we had all the time. We learned in homemaking to make too. And we took it in junior high school. Okay, put the rest of that in there. And I'm going to do the chili here. I did go ahead and mix up a little bit of cornbread. I'm sure y'all know how to follow directions on the cornbread. I got cornmeal and flour. I used 3/4 cup of cornmeal, 1 1/4 cups of flour, and I used 2 teaspoons of baking powder, teaspoon of salt. I put 1/4 cup of sugar. I had 1 egg in there, and there's 1/4 cup of oil, and I put some onion and jalapeno in there too, and a cup of buttermilk. So I've got it mixed up on the stove, and I'm going to stick it in when I put these brownies. I'm just want to make sure I've got this fully mixed down here, guys. It's kind of hard to see in this dish if it's all. It looks like it's all together. I don't want anything down the bottom. Okay. Bring this over here. This is heavy, so bear with me on this. I haven't made these in a very long time. I used to make them all the time when the kids were growing up for their lunches and for snacks, but as they all started growing up and getting away, I haven't made them that much. And my grandkids that are close aren't really chocolate lovers, so I just got away from making them so much anymore. They really are good. But remember, they're going to take about 40-45 minutes in the oven. Check them, don't over bake them. You want them just where that toothpick comes out clean in the middle, but don't over bake them. Because they've been actually finished baking with it when you take them out of the oven. And it's hot up here in this kitchen right now because we had some cool weather and it turned hot today. So I don't know what's going on. It's Texas weather is bipolar. So that's all I can tell you on it. You just want to take like you would a cake and just take and spread it out. You know, take this, get this all here, down in here, and that all in. Let me see, I think I got it all pretty well off there. As much as you can. Let me make sure I still got more in here. I must get it all in here instead of putting it down garbage disposal. Okay. All right, there we go. And I just slap that. Then I just take this pan and taste it. Oh, it tastes good. I'm going to just shake it and kind of pound on it. This way, you're actually getting it leveled out in the pan. I'm going to stick it in the oven on that 350, and I'm going to go ahead and stick Get my cornbread in there. Let me rinse my hands off, then I'll move y'all over here while we make the chili. Get my beans out of here. I took and drained 2 cans of red beans and rinsed them. And I have 1 can of diced tomatoes. Oh, and I've got to, hold on guys, just I've got to get my, forgot to open my vegetable 8 juice. I use the V8 juice for my chili and for soup. Makes it really good. And it's really healthy too. Let's put these beans there. I'm going to go ahead, move you over here, guys. And I've got in here, I put a little bit of olive oil, and I have a small onion, and I have a tablespoon of minced garlic in here. I'm going to heat up real quick. Get the sticky stuff off my hands, because it is sticky. Okay, let me get my juice while that's heating up. Here, and I'll shut this out of the way. And sit there and look at that. I go ahead and put these diced tomatoes on top of my beans here, because they're going to be going in there in a minute. So I have that out of the way so I don't cut myself on this crazy lid. Okay, hold on, let me get that juice. It's running late today. I thought I set it for 3:15, and I think, oh my God, it was for 3 o'clock. So I was late starting. I apologize. I don't like to be late. Let me get this open. Okay. All right, now I got the juice up. I'm gonna put it over here. There we go. Okay. Get this. All right, I'm coming, guys. Okay. Like I said, I've got onion and the garlic in here. And give it a few minutes to get hot. And I have, actually, I'm going to go ahead and just add this. I have 1.5 pounds of lean ground beef in there. So I'm adding that to that. So you can go ahead and put it in so it can start browning. And I'm going to put a little bit of salt and pepper, not too much in here. Salt and a little pepper in here. And then I'm gonna, oh, I forgot, I gotta get a little bit of sugar for my juice, or the juice on it. Okay, let me put this out of the way. But I will do the pumpkin bread when I do Elvis Presley's meatloaf and the scalloped potatoes Sunday. Sorry I've been putting it off, but I have just, they changed my meds, guys, and I have been a mess since they changed those. It took me a long time to get straightened out on them. Plus, just not feeling good, you know, from getting myself together a little bit here, where I'm not feeling too bad. All right. So, got the onion, a little bit of olive oil, garlic, and down half of really lean ground beef. 85-15 is what I'm using. You can use what you want. I'm trying to keep from going on cholesterol medicine, so I'm trying to watch my weight. I've actually lost 5 pounds. I've been drinking a lot of water, and it's helped. So go ahead and let that start cooking. And I do have the brownies and the cornbread in the oven. So, all right, let me get paper towel because I'm sweating. Sorry, and wipe my head. Woo, it's hot in my kitchen. Okay. With the brownies, you don't have to ice them, but I'm going to. And I'm just going to put powdered sugar, and I've got a little butter, vanilla, and half and half. I'm just going to make an icing with to put on top of them. I didn't put any nuts in them because most people that eat them they don't like nuts in them. So, around the holidays when I make fudge and stuff, I make it with and without nuts. So I like nuts in my fudge. So just go in here. Starting to smell good with those brownies. I haven't made those brownies probably, I bet it's been 10 years since I made those brownies. So I had to look the recipe up. So, but they're really good. They're very rich. And I also, let me get that sugar. I have chili seasoning. I have cumin. I have paprika, smoky paprika in here, and oregano in this. I just mixed a bunch up together for about 1.5 pounds of meat. You just have to taste it and see where you're at on it, which I will do when I get it mixed together, and I'll decide what I need on that. Let me get that sugar though that I put in there. Okay. All right. And my friend has a channel. You need to go check it out. It's Panthera, Pathera, and then the next name, Lalina, sorry. And she does herbs, crystals. She's got stuff on missing people on there. Also, I have a friend whose cousin was in a very bad accident late Saturday. They were up in the mountains rounding up cows, and he had an ATV he was on, and they were not sure what happened, but he is in very critical condition. He's in a coma, and he's on life support right now. They don't have a lot of hopes. It's only 22 or 24 years old, but the family needs a lot of prayers because they just buried his dad 8 months ago. So please keep those people in your thoughts because they're going through a very rough time right now. And, you know, I lost my dad and husband within 6 months, and that was rough. So, I mean, it's just a lot for a person to deal with. And you have several deaths in the family at one time. Plus, my kids lost a father figure. They lost both their grandfathers that year too. So it's just really, I mean, traumatic people go through. Now this is starting to brown pretty good. The onions are getting soft. The garlic's getting soft. And I just put, like I said, there's no fat in here at all. None. I don't have to drain it. There's nothing in here. And even absorb the little bit of olive oil. So I'm going to take that. Now I'm going to take and put the sugar and the chili powder, the cumin, like I said, oregano, let me see, paprika, and I got sugar in here, you know, just whatever. I mixed that up ahead of time. Use that kind of guess at it, what you want. I'm going to I put those tomatoes right here on the top of my beans. I'm going to take and scrape them in here. Doesn't matter if I get a couple of beans in there or not. I want to get in with some of that. Here's the juice off of it. And there's that meat. And pick some of that seasoning up. And then I'm going to add the V8 juice and the beans. And I'm going to let this cook on low heat for a while. This is the way I make my chili. And I'll let it cook for a while. I'm going to add and I'll thicken this at the end if I need to. It's probably going to take most of that bottle, but I will add more and thicken it with some flour. Or I'll use some cornstarch. depending. We'll see how much it thickens up with the beans and stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and put the beans in. I use 2 cans. Red beans. I've used black beans. I've used kidney beans. You can use what you want. It's gonna make a pretty good pot of chili here. Plenty for us. Go ahead and pull a bit more of this out. I'm gonna taste it too right here in a minute for seasoning and see where I'm at. Usually I'm pretty close on those seasonings. But we will do the scalloped potatoes now. When I do that Sunday, I'm going to go ahead and have my potatoes already parboiled and peeled and sliced. I'll mix them up and we'll put them in the oven when we put the meatloaf in. But I will mix the meatloaf up first so I can get it in the oven. Then we will do the potatoes and the pumpkin bread last, because maybe that'll give enough time for that meatloaf to get done. I can take it out and show you what it looks like so you get an idea. Okay, let me take this out and get a spoon and taste this and see where I'm at on this. Taste it and see where it is on it. Excuse me. Yep. Seasonings does need some salt. It's missing salt badly. Put some salt in because I didn't put that much in. Get another spoon. Because I always try to be careful with salt. Okay, let me try it again here. That'll do it right there. About a teaspoon of salt. It's got a little bite to it, but that's what it is when you make chili. You know, I don't add hot sauce to it, guys, because kids eat it. So, you know, some of them don't care. I can't eat stuff real hot either anymore. I'm just not able to. Might have to adjust your salt again, because as you keep adding your juice to it. Now you can put an extra, add another can of beans and put another half pound of ground beef in, and you'll have a full pan here for your family, and that'll feed 6 people easily. A good bowl of it, because you're going to have cornbread with it too. So that'll be a good amount there. Now let me taste this again and see where I'm going to make sure I'm all okay on my salt again. Still good on the salt. So I think I am going to add a pinch more sugar because it's got a very strong acid taste to it, and I don't like that. I don't like that strong acid taste at all. So now, let me see how this is. I think this will be fine, and I can turn it down and let it. Now that's what it needed. All right, I'm gonna turn this down between medium and low. Let me get a lid for that. Yeah, sorry I was late today, guys, but I thought it was 3:15. So the like I said, those brownies, you can see me here. This light is kind of blocking the sun in here. We're going to be getting into the end of the month, 1st of November. I'm going to be getting into side dishes. Let me see if I can get that light where it's not hitting there. That's better. I'm going to get into some side dishes. I'm going to make some dressing, corn casserole. Of course, we'll have green bean casserole. I have 2 or 3 different dishes for sweet potatoes that I use. I have several different. I have a relish. I have a couple different jellos. I have actually a Watergate salad and Watergate cake. I make at Thanksgiving. I'll be making that. Those are very good. But I also going to make my own cranberry orange relish. It's really easy and it's good. It's got pineapple and fresh orange and berries in it. You take and cook a little bit on the stove, and it's very good. And then I have one that's made with, believe it or not, it's I'm trying to remember. I know it's got applesauce and a can of, I think it's Sprite, and it's got something Jello or something else in it. It's really easy, but it's really good. It doesn't sound like it with applesauce. It would be, but it is. It's really good. And so anyway, Sunday, I will do the Elvis Presley meatloaf. It is different. It does have sour cream in it. You have to have some stale bread or some hills of the bread, because that's what we're going to put the meatloaf on. That's what it bakes on. And I guess, according to what I read, that's what actually absorbs all the grease, if there's any grease in the meatloaf. And seasoning, salt, onion, there's garlic. Just a lot of the typical flavors, Worcestershire, ketchup, brown sugar. I mean, it's just but it has sour cream in it, which I was surprised about too. So anyway, I will let you all know how the brownies turn out. I'm sure they'll be good. I've made them before. Try them. I mean, it's not, the main thing is just getting that, like I said, that first stick of, 1 stick of butter. Just melt it lightly on the stove. Don't get it hot and don't burn it. Set it off to the side till it get, and stir that. Break those pieces of the semi-sweet chocolates, a 4-ounce package. Break that up and put that in there and just stir it until, and then you can set it in ice water to cool it if you're in a hurry. Or I just set mine off and let it cool on while I was getting my stuff ready for my chili. And my cornbread mix, I made it up, got my cornbread made up, and by that time it got the rest of the stuff measured. And then remember, you're going to take, it's another half a cup of, or 1 stick, I'm going to say, of butter. It's a half a cup. But you let that get to room temperature. Let your 3 eggs get to room temperature. You're going to use 2 cups of flour. You're going to use half a teaspoon of salt. And let me see. There's 2 cups of sugar, 1 1/4 cups of sifted flour. Okay. And there's that half a teaspoon of the salt. I mix that in with the 1 1/4 of the flour. I already told you all this at the beginning. But the eggs are at room temperature and the butter's at room temperature. And you're going to take, and it's a teaspoon of vanilla. You don't have any leavening ingredients in it at all, guys, because your leavening is your eggs. And as your eggs, you know, when I whip those, that got them to where, you know, that creates your volume for your brownies. And these are chewy brownies. They're not cake brownies. And so make sure you grease and flour your pan. It's a 9 by 13. It's at 350. Make sure you don't overbake them. I check them at 30, 35 minutes, and with the toothpick, and just in and watch them close, because I've had them turn around in 3 minutes. You don't think they're going to get done, and then they're done. And then, like I said, that chili is really easy to make. You can let your brownie and your cornbread, put it in the oven while you mix your chili up, and then you can go, you know, get maybe some laundry done or help your kids with their homework or something while your stuff's baking. You got your chili ready. I mean, there's your supper, chili and cornbread, and got brownies for dessert. So, I mean, it's really, I just use the back of the yellow cornmeal, the Quaker yellow cornmeal. It's on the back there, and it was, I use the sugar, and it's the cornmeal and the flour and buttermilk and 1 egg and salt and baking powder. Just look at the back there and follow it. Had oil in it too. And I just cut up some, I didn't have any fresh jalapenos, so I used a couple of the canned ones that my daughter eats, and I just took and chopped those up, and I chopped up a half of a medium onion and put it in there. And it's going to be good because, you know, it gives it a little different taste to eat with that chili than just a regular cornbread. And then, like I said, I'll look into, I'm going to be doing shepherd's pie. I'll do that sometime next week and get that done. And let me know if there's other things you want to see. Of course, I'm going to be doing the ham and the turkey when it gets closer to Thanksgiving, tell you how I do mine on those. But we'll get in all the side dishes and some candies and things like that we have. Relish plates. I have some appetizers to show you that we'll get into. So it'll be a lot of fun, and it'll be cooler by then, and where you can really, I think the cooler it gets, the better you seem to enjoy things like that. But remember, check out my friend's channel, please, because she's teaching on crystals and herbs and proper ways to cleanse your home. And she's also doing some stuff on missing people, and especially on a little baby, this Quentin Simon, that just disappeared. And it's kind of, check her videos out. All at once, Grandma took down her Facebook page, and TikTok is gone, but you ought to see some of the stuff was on it. But check her videos out. It's mind-boggling to think where people's minds are, and they're out eating and partying every night and having a good old time. This 20-month-old baby just disappeared. Thanks for being here, Manifold. There's my Panthera. There is her channel. Right there is her name, Panthera, and then it's Launa. Hi, Mrs. Ben. Hi, everybody. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate y'all supporting me, And like I said, Anna, I didn't go ahead and Holly, Wendy, thanks y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Elizabeth, I didn't I stopped taking that stat. I only took about 3 because I can't handle it. It's just horrible. And if you can do in a way of changing your diet and get some weight off it and your cholesterol down, do it, because those statin drugs, I've talked to several people, and we've got nurses in chat over at Miss Menzies and at Mia's and in here. Mrs. Ben's a nurse, and they'll tell you it's not a good thing at all. And a lot of side effects, guys, but I've took 5 pounds off in just a week by just watching my diet. I've not been eating breads. I haven't drank any sodas. I drink iced tea and coffee. Mainly, my main thing is I've been drinking 3 bottles of water a day. And I never ever drink that much water. But it flushes your system from those meds, but it also, you get full on water. You really do. And I can't eat a third of what I was eating before that. And I think it's because I'm drinking that water and stuff and getting, instead of sitting there stuffing my face, with extra food that I don't need. I actually, you might not think so, but I'm about 25 pounds overweight for my height. I never used to weigh over 110, 115 pounds all my life. I was skinny. I've never been like this. And then all at once I start getting everything up here and getting everything here. And, so anyway, it's a long story. You know how that is. So anyway, you all have a good day. Let's go over here and let's peek in the oven and see what this stuff's doing now. I'll show you how it's doing. I got the chili going. Cornbread looks like it's about ready to come out. It's just about there. And actually the brownies are cooking very well. They're cooking very well, but they're far from being done. So like I said, you have to watch them. And chili's on. So there you go, guys. Anyway, I will see you all on Sunday, and have a good week. And I'm sure I'll see you all over in some of the chats between now and then. And go check her channel out. She's got some good information over there. Anyway, I'll talk to you all later. And remember to keep my friend Anita in your prayers, because the family, like I said, they just buried this kid's dad 8 months ago, and now doesn't look like he's going to make it at all. It's not good. He didn't have any broken bones, but it's all head trauma. So that's what happens, you know, freak accidents. Anyway, love you guys. Appreciate you being here. And I'll see you on Sunday and in the other chats. Bye-bye, everybody.